Okay, so we're live now. Alrighty. Welcome to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air with international psychic medium Leslie Spolaviro. And welcome to my show, guys. We have some very, very special guests tonight, whom are the lovely people Teresa, John, and Chad from the Abandoned and Haunted page. Good evening, guys. How are you?
Hello, we well. How are you?
Yes, I'm very good. And so the lady here is Teresa, the gentleman next to her is John, and the headset man is Chad. So just introduce yourself so I can just go over to the other pages, guys, and see if all this is working. Because I'm still getting some of the technical stuff. I haven't done a home show for a while. So if you just want to introduce yourself there, Teresa, and what made you do this and when did you start and why did you start and all that jazz. So, and I'll quickly go and check the other pages. Thank you.
No worries. Well, hi, my name's Teresa. I founded Abandoned and Haunted about 5 years ago now, I think it was. We've always been interested in paranormal things, but just never gone out to do anything. And then about 5 years ago, we went out with some friends and saw our very first spirit on our very first time out. There were 4 of us. So that was just like a no-brainer. That was what we wanted to do. So it wasn't just for fun. It was like, wow, we've seen something and we just want to go investigate and see what else we can find. So, it was really, really cool.
Yeah. And what made you do this? What was there any triggers or you had an interest from when you were little or what was it?
My mum was always into like a witchy side of things. So there was always dark things, not dark, but, Ouija boards and eccentric people coming over to the house and stuff like that. So it was kind of around me when I was young. But then when I got older and I had kids and I just totally didn't do anything about it. It was just on the big back burner. I never thought about it. Yeah. And then me and my best friend, she's just dragging me out to just ghost hunt, and we went up the coast, and it was just from then on, it was like, wow, it was just for fun. But seeing a spirit as we did, it was, it really it grabbed us.
Yeah, very interesting that day. Yeah, that night, I should say.
Yeah, that night.
Yeah, I like the history side of things. I like the historical side of things.
Yeah,
it goes hand in hand with the old places. So
wow,
into that.
And he does a lot of research for us. Like he finds everything out about the places that we go to, and because we have no abilities, John and I, to speak of, we're starting to now. There are things developing with us now, like being so serious the way we do it. Things are starting to develop. But in the beginning, John would find everything out about the places and, if people pass there and everything. And it made it a bit easier for us at the time. It still does a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And how about yourself there, John? So were you as interested as Teresa?
No.
Teresa's the total ghost hunter, right?
Yeah, she's the one, not me.
Yeah, I dragged him along.
Yeah, he's not, he probably was freaked out at the start, were you?
He really was. Oh, yeah. We all were.
So you mentioned before, Teresa, that you saw something at the start. What did you see? What was it that you saw that was really interesting to you?
Well, we're up the mid-north coast and a place called Jenny Dixon Beach, and there's a folklore urban myth about the place that the spirit comes to look for, because she lost her child or something.
Yeah, lost her child in the shipwreck.
On the shipwreck, and she haunts the grounds there and the beach trying to find her lost child. And we went up there that night in the evening. It was just on dusk, and we parked the car. It's our first time out ever. Like my brand new voice recorder, I'd never used it before, and we were sitting in the car, and John goes, "Get out, use your voice recorder." I'm like, wait, just let our eyes settle because it was dusk, you know, and turning the headlights off, it was pitch black. And I'm really glad I waited, because we just saw this mist over the other side of the park area, and it was just like gliding down in front of the trees, and then it like glided across the park to where our car was, and it was on the passenger side, and then
My side,
John's, and then and then it disappeared. And then it just pardon?
Did it say anything?
No, it just disappeared, reappeared, and then floated up the park to a amenities block where people were, and the people didn't see it, and we were watching this mist just float around where the people were.
A fully formed shape of a person.
Yeah, it was tall, very tall, and it was really bizarre. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow. And we all saw different things too.
Yeah. And how about yourself then, Chad?
There was 4 of us in the car, and we all saw different things. Pardon?
Oh, sorry, you dropped out. I thought you'd finished. So keep going.
Oh, no, we were just saying we all saw different things in this mist, so it was really bizarre.
Yeah, wow. And how about yourself there, Chad? What enticed you to this all, and how did you start and all that jazz? What did you do? Like, where did this?
I had a massive interest as a kid, as everybody kind of does. They kind of grow into what they are. I remember when I was a kid that me and my sister was sort of sitting on the bed. We were supposed to be sleeping and the lights were on, but somebody stepped into our room, and it was, see-through green, and it was a big hat. I remember it. I had big boots, like the dry as a bone situation. Like and I'm just like, hello. And then they stepped away, and then down the hall, and then we thought it was Dad playing tricks, and then that kind of kicked off your brain thinking maybe there's more to life than just what we see, So, and then found out, like, me and my wife watched a lot of like the ghost hunting shows and things like that for quite a while. And unfortunately, I'm the fun police, and I kind of say, that's not real. This is what this is, and then that's kind of what I put into the group, where I try and come up with the logical solution to what they see, feel, hear, that sort of stuff. So that's
you're pretty much like sensing it as well, aren't you? Though I remember you saying that the other evening, you're sensing stuff as well.
Yes, that's how I met Teresa and John. I was at a like a ghost tour situation, and they were kind of like they were there helping, and everyone was like, "Oh, just say whatever's in your head," sort of situation. And as I thought, "Oh, well, I'll give it a go. I'll let you guys know what I can see or hear or think or whatever." And they pulled out the books, and that's what happened in the history of what the place was. And they're like, "You've got a gift," and then
that's
started
cool.
messaging, and So
here you are now. So how long have you guys been doing this for? Teresa, how long did you say you've been doing this for?
We've been doing it for about 5 years now, like actively.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And what about yourself, Chad? Was 2 or something from the other night?
Yeah, I think it's about 2. I've known you guys for
a couple of years, yeah.
And tell me, what was your most fascinating experience to date? Like, what have you done to date now? Like, what's been the most exciting, memorable thing to date?
Oh, geez. Wow. We've had a few instances. Mainly, I don't know, when Chad comes, Chad kind of blows me away sometimes, because he feels things, and when we can make sense of it, when we go, wow, that happened, that we validate what he's feeling, that it kind of amps us right up. So it's like, keep going, Chad, keep going. You know, like I don't think we've had one standout experience yet.
No, there's been many.
There's many
There's been
small
a lot.
ones.
There's
Yeah.
been a lot.
Yeah.
I'm probably more surprised that that you say that, because they say that every time. They're like, that was amazing. Keep, but there's a few times where I guess there's been sort of suggestive things of, say, a house or something, and you've got kids and things, but I don't see that sort of stuff. I see something that's completely different, or feel something completely different, and they're like, no, that's not true. Like, that can't be right. A week later, I'll get a message from John going, guess what? I dug into the history. You're spot on. Like, that's the kind of situations that I would like, oh, okay, maybe I do have something.
Wow, that's cool.
You definitely do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm just checking your page. I'm just checking your page to see if you're live on the page, but you're not. So maybe you can have a look. Yeah. I thought that it might have gone live tonight, but this is the page, guys. If you want to jump over there sometime and just see what they post up, this is their page, and they have got quite a lot of information. And this was the doll. So this was the doll that they had in a room when I got there. No idea it was in the room, and then this was the doll that was there that night. Can you imagine my face when I saw that sitting on the floor? I said, what are you doing with that? And she said, oh, I just bring it for the kids. I went, oh, okay, righto. And I was probably the most scaredy cat there. I screamed 3 times. Did I chat quietly?
I didn't mean it.
So the first time, I've got a video, and I want to share it with everybody. The video of the first part of the event. So let me just put this up on the big screen so I can share my screen. I'm going to get used to this because I haven't done it for quite some time, but okie dokie, 1 second. And I'll have to move that down now. So that one there. And cha-cha-cha. I haven't done this for some time. No, Snitzel, go away. Snitzel's trying to give me a cuddle like the whole time you guys are talking, and I'm pushing her away. She's just sitting here, just kind of headbutting, like wanting to headbutt me, because that's what she does. My daughter taught her how to headbutt. So she's just literally sitting here staring at me, aren't you? Yes. All right. So this is one of the videos here. I want to share this one. Actually, I'll see if I can open it up. There we go. 1 second. So can everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay. So this is what we did. We sat here, and this only goes for about 40 seconds or so. So I'll just play this one. So this is some of the equipment, and I'll get you guys to talk about that as well.
You can do the talking. That was yours.
Yeah, that's Chad's. There's a EMF reader there and 2 voice recorders.
So the one on the left, this one here, the one here is that one. What's that one?
SB7. That one. That's for
This.
that's that one there.
Yep. Well, they can't see it. They might not be able to see it yet. I'll get, because the screen's up. I don't know.
Oh, the screen. Okay, sure. Yeah.
And actually, they probably can. But what does that one do? The first one here. What does that one do?
Let Chad talk about that one.
Okay, Chad.
Can have his steering roll.
I'm the tech guy apparently, because I know computers. It's just basically a radio that switches very quickly over radio stations, and you can set how fast it'll flick over the radio stations. And the theory is that you get either a white noise, which you kind of can. Some people actually meditate to it to get like into a situation where they can kind of start hearing things. Other people say that they could manipulate that and use the speakers and the push through voices and things.
Yeah,
and
right.
Like, I'm quite skeptical of it, but we have had some very interesting stuff, and we've had full sentences that have been have come through the speakers.
Yeah,
a lot of energy for that to occur.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I'm not saying it's paranormal. I'm saying
Yeah, well, who can explain anything these days? But I'll keep going with this one. I'll just play the video a bit more. So that piece of equipment here with the red light on the left-hand, the far left-hand side, what is that one?
Yep, that's just an amplifier. It's just a speaker to make it louder.
Okay.
But what it's plugged into firstly is to take out that white noise. So the idea is the white noise is still there, but we don't hear the white. We can turn that up and down, the white noise.
Okay.
It's actually for guitars, so it takes out the white noise of guitars when they're playing.
All right, that's cool. And then I'll just keep playing this.
Do you want the light off for your camera, Teresa?
And then you've got those other two.
Yep.
Voice recorder is there, and EMF.
So you've got this one here. Oh, hang on. That one there on the left there is the voice recorder, and then the one with the green light. What's that one?
It's an EMF, electronic. I can't even think of what it is now. It basically measures the electronic field, electronic field meter. But we have found that there is a reason why some of them are cheaper. And that reason is they have one pole, as in you've got north and south as an example, and you've got east and west situation. And this will only measure on one of those planes. So you could potentially, the theory is that if something has a lot of energy, you might be able to sort of pick it up through.
Pick it up, and it flashes, doesn't it? It flashes or something. The lights pop up. I remember
the lights, increase of like electronic field, but I don't know if you have it there, but if you put a mobile phone next to it and you turn the phone on, everything lights up. Yeah, that's one there. So.
Okay, cool. And then I'll just play this. I think it's only like 40 seconds. So that's the little green light there going there when there's movement or when there's some frequency around it.
Possibly, EMF,
Do you want the light off for your camera, Teresa?
No, it's good.
I think we've seen that bit, but I'll grab the next video. So that one's done, and then we'll do this one here. I can't remember what was in the videos.
Okay, one more name. Somebody else. Chad, thank you.
That's really freaky because I am not playing that. That is so weird. You can see I haven't hit that button yet. Thank you, Spirit. That is so freaky. Hang on a second.
Plays in the icon.
What is going on here? Hang on.
The icon on the desktop, it's playing on.
Yeah, somewhere.
What's your name again?
Stabby.
Where is it?
Stabby.
Oops, hang on. So I don't know what I've done here. Music. Where's my music? I don't even know which one's playing here. This is so weird.
Well, while you were out.
That is so weird. Look, I didn't even touch that. There you go. Look, you saw what I did. I only opened up a damn video. Well, I tried to.
The spirits are weird.
I'm going to try that again, and I'm not touching anything else, okay? So, okay, now I've got it. Okay, here we go. I'll have to share the screen again. 1 second. Oh, dear. And then we'll say good evening to some of the viewers here, and then we'll see if they've got any questions as well. Okay, right. Now we're back in business. Gosh, Spirit. Okay, I'll just open this up and make it a little bit bigger if I can. All right, there we go. So this young man here, there where you can see my mouse, he was standing outside. What was his name, the young guy?
Xavier.
He was standing outside when me and my friend came back from the toilet. This is probably around 9:30 or 10 o'clock or something at night, and it was a bit spooky by then. And I'd already been spooked twice before. And Chad, right? So I'm coming back and it was raining. So I had my torch facing down to the ground, watching where my feet were, so I didn't, break my neck or break an ankle on the way through. And then I came up and I was walking up. I thought I'll go underneath the shelter because it's nice there. And then I see, because my torch was still on, I see these 2 pair of feet on the left of me in a doorway. I went, oh no. And as I just kept getting into legs and in the body, and then it was this young kid standing there with a big smirk on his face because he frightened life out of him. He was so happy about it. Don't worry about that. I was in the shins. So this video here is when we're inside the actual complex, and it was all kind of, you can see where the timbers have had all the gyprock taken off, no bats in there, insulation or anything like that. It was just purely see-through walls, and that was quite dilapidated or whatever the word is. But this is what happened.
Okay, one more name. Somebody else. Chad, thank you.
Not Chad, not John.
Leslie.
So I didn't hear that at all. I'm going to play that bit again. So apparently it said my name. If I can get that to move, maybe not. So there we go, about there. I missed it. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I didn't hear that. Let me go back a little bit. So we'll start.
Not Chad, not John.
I heard it then. Okay, thank you, Spirit.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
All right. What's your name again?
Stabby.
What was it?
Stabby. It just said her name.
So every person that's been in here while that thing's on has their name.
Very rare to hear that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So that equipment that Heath put on from Illawarra Paranormal, he was there, 2 investigators, Simone and Heath, wasn't it?
No, Heath and Belinda. Simone has her own. Yeah.
That's right. Simone was the young Xavier's mum, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So Belinda, yeah. So Belinda and Heath were from the Illawarra Paranormal, and just as we came back from the bathroom after Xavier scared me, I just need to say that again. So he said, I think I'll go and get this, whatever it was, SP11 or whatever it was. I can't remember the full name of it. And I said, yeah, go get that, because I wasn't feeling anything. And then my dear friend Stabby, she wasn't getting anything. No one was getting anything. And I thought, oh, yeah, that'll be a really good idea. Then it turns out that this frequency that you can hear on that last video was an AM FM frequency, which is apparently, and over to you, Chad, to explain the rest.
Yeah, that's all right. It's basically the same as the first one that I tried to explain. This is it here. There we go. That's not fuzzy. But it's 2 in 1. So you have either AM or FM, or you can have both FM or both AM. And what happens is it all pushes through the same speaker and the same sound. But you can go backwards and forwards on either one. You can go faster or slower on one of them. And the idea is to more white noise, basically, and more more is basically what it is. But we've had quite some good results from that, as you can see. With the white noise that you hear, that constant.
Yeah, and how much are these pieces of equipment? And let me just say something before you guys actually before you answer that. If anyone's on any of the other pages, come over to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air on Facebook. That's the main page. And then we'll go through your comments. I can see lots of people putting comments up on the right-hand side of my software. So I'm not doing any readings tonight, guys, but we are talking about our experience the other evening with the Abandoned and Haunted page. And we've got Teresa, John, and Chad. If you've just joined us, these people here invited me to go to do a ghost hunt with them over at a secret location in Sydney, and it was such a great evening. I really enjoyed it, and just to pay respect back to you guys, I have you on here to talk about the event. So we're all up to the part where the equipment started to do the frequencies, and back over to you there, Chad, to answer that question.
Yeah, so like I'm very skeptical, and like I always say that I don't think that this is something that you know does actually work. But like I said, we've had like maybe for me it's probably about 5 instances where I've gone, how? And that's enough on the smaller one, which is the SB7, and that was enough for me to go, okay, I think I need to push this a bit further. And you know, 5 in say 200 sessions for me, you know, that's 2.5% sort of what is that, might get more success with something more, or and I just like to push sort of the technology side of it, and but I really can't explain it. There are some things that have come through which have been like, when you're skipping over constant radio stations, you might hear a word or two from the radio, and you can hear that. But when you get like 3 or 4 words or syllables like Leslie, and it's the same voice, you go, hold on, like that what are the odds? What are the odds of that? Or Leslie again.
Tell me about it, because you said it twice and it freaked me out twice, so I didn't hear the first one.
It actually said your name. It actually said your name quite a few times. So, and then as you know, we went back the following weekend and not once did we hear your name be said. So like there has to be something there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely was something there, I know, because I had a conversation with it. So we're going to hear a little bit of that. We've also got here this last video, and I can't remember what's on this, but I'm going to play it. I'm going to get it up on the screen first. And then, yes, okay, 1 second. I'll just share my screen again. Just takes a little bit of share screen. Okay, and 1 second, we're getting there. Right, so this is just another video that I did outside. Yes, this is when we're setting up. That's the young guy there that frightened me, everybody, just so you know. That kid there, all right? Just so you know.
The apprentice.
I'll get him back next time. That's Stabby. And that's Chad, John. I can't remember who was standing there, actually. So that was just like at the start of what we did there. I've also got here some audio as well, and I wanted to play some of this audio before we go into anything else. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. You can't see it. What's my name? Leslie. There you go, guys. Very cool that you're speaking to me. I love it. What's my name? So that's him saying my name. That's the first time I heard it. And then we've got here this one here. I can't remember what's in this one, but you guys sent it to me.
Leslie.
Okay, one more name. Somebody else. Chad, thank you.
Not Chad, not John. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
There you go, guys. That's pretty freaky, huh? I don't know if this
Good,
one even
Leslie,
works.
right at the end.
Yeah.
The one right at the end is perfect.
Okay, yeah, I'll see if I can get. Hang on. I'm just going to grab this one. Stabby. There's Stabby's name.
Yeah.
There you go. How cool is that?
How unusual is that to hear something like that? Like,
And her name is not a common name either, you know, so
no.
it's pretty freaky.
And that device doesn't record, like it isn't listening to you. So it can't like spit out what you're saying either. It doesn't listen to your voice.
Exactly. So let's just say good evening. I'll just stop sharing the screen for a second because I want to say good evening to some people in here and see if there's any questions. Okay, 1 second. Bring it back down. I've got to switch between a monitor and my laptop every second. So we've got here Kathy Linga. Good evening. She's watching. So Victoria Vicky, hi. Tammy 5 Murphy, good evening. She's from Florida in USA. So tell me where you're from, guys. Suburb, state, country, county. So Kathy Linker said, awesome. I have dealt with many paranormal things around me many times in her life. Only once was it validated. Others don't believe me. Well, there is such thing, lovies, that's for sure. So Vicky Victoria, she says, hi, I'm sure, Liz, I'm not doing any readings tonight. Yes. Leslie's page group. I love it. I have done this in Queensland jail where I live. Tammy Murphy said, that's cool.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? Have you guys been anywhere else other than Sydney?
Us? No.
Yeah. We've got Michelle Coburn.
Been at Dubbo jail.
Oh, that'd be good too. So Michelle Coburn said, "Oh my God, that's so freaky." Welcome to our world. Sarah, she said, "Hi, hello from Simone and Xavier." Yes, the apprentice.
The apprentice.
yes, and
keep taking those tests.
Linda's watching. Thanks for joining us. But Simone and Xavier, hi. Thanks, Xavier, for frightening the life out of me. He's probably still laughing about it. I can tell. Lots of wind and it rained a good bit during the day yesterday. However, just a medium drizzle, no lightning, blah blah blah. Oh, so they're talking about the storm over there.
Yeah.
Not good.
So we've got. I went too far, but we've got Jill Polglaze here. We've got Michelle Coburn. They're always here on my page. Then we've got Wendy Merce Martin, Tammy Murphy. We've got quite a lot of people here at the moment. Let me just go over. If you've got any questions, guys, send them to the Psychics on Radio Angels on Air page. That's where we're live on the main page here. If you're on Empath to Awakening, make sure that you come over to the main page, Psychics on Radio Angels on Air. We're live. And this is the background here doesn't really quite give credit to what the place actually looked like, guys. It was actually a very beautiful old, traditional historic building. It was very beautiful there. It was really nice. So you've got some other things that you wanted me to play, Teresa. So you've messaged me them. So I'm just going to go and put them on now. So she's only got a few. Look, just a few.
Some of them might be ones that you've already played, but like they're only quick anyway. So.
They're only like 10. Like it'll all take 5 hours. No, I'm only joking.
Get your cup of tea.
Settle in. It's a long
tea, So I'm thinking, I'm going to be here all night. These lot, can't get them off now. Okay, so the first recording is 3 seconds. So let me just play this. I'm going to turn it up 1 second, just so you can hear it.
What's my name? Leslie. Very cool how you're speaking to me. I love it.
Oh, we've done that once.
Is that
that too loud?
It's not for us, no.
Not for us.
The
That one
screaming.
actually has your name being said twice by a male and a female right after each other. So if you
I
can,
didn't see. I can't hear it.
With
will.
headphones, you can hear it.
Yeah, I will. I have to do it with the headphones then. All right, I'm going to play the 12-second one, which is number 2, right? So here we go.
Can you tell us the number of people with you there?
What did he say
8.
there?
8.
8.
He's saying that.
And so that number, I said to him at the start, I said, tell me what number I'm thinking of. And he said 8, and I was definitely 100% thinking of 8. So that's how good he was. It was really cool. So this one here goes for 29 seconds, okay?
Did you have breathing issues when you were younger as well? Yes or no?
I did.
I did.
Was that another member of the family that was younger than you that had breathing issues? Yes or no? Or was that you?
So what I was doing at the time when I was asking him the questions, I realized through the evening that, it takes a lot of energy for spirit to come through. So it takes a lot of energy for them to even show themselves to me, and I'm a medium. And so what I said to myself is that I'll ask him closed questions. So yes or no, or simple ones like, what number am I thinking of out of 10? And he actually got it right. He got the number 8, which is what I was thinking of. So that I just all the way through that time that I was talking to the ghost, you guys heard it. I was just asking him closed questions and he kept answering me. Then there was Edith, his little sister, that rocked up because I was getting messages through at the same time as I was asking. So I was asking what happened and stuff like that. And I was saying, yes or no, did this happen? And he'd say yes or no. And it was like a whole conversation throughout the evening.
It was
we're
good.
We're going to do the 15-second one now.
Do you two always hold hands? Yes or no?
Yes.
That's that one. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
The 20-second one is coming up.
Do you agree with what we're doing here? Yes or no? Are you happy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I,
So you're okay with us asking you questions? Yes or no?
So at
Yes.
the start, I thought he said no, and I was thinking, oh, the poor thing, we're pestering him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed his mind.
Yeah.
He changed his mind, so they can do that. So we're up to the 24-second one.
We love that you are all here with us, you know that. We're very happy. Even though your soul is lost, we're very happy that you're here to talk to us. We appreciate the time. We appreciate that you're communicating with us. So we're very grateful for that.
What did he say there?
It's just, I think after you stop talking, so he says, of course, and there's a faint thank you right at the end.
Ah, okay. So your ears are more tuned to this because the noise actually like gets in my head.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Just quickly, sorry. What happens is after about 5 seconds or so, the computer tries to compensate for the background noise that it can hear, and it slowly dips away. But that's okay. So if you just before you get to the end, just pause it for a second.
Yeah.
And then
So
just say something.
how many seconds in do you want me to pause it? Because I can pause it as I'm going.
It's hard to say, like, because I don't know where they are in it.
Are they at the end, did you say?
Yeah.
A thank you is at the end.
Yeah. Right.
Just like, say 5 seconds before the end. And just pause it and then wait.
Of which one? The one that I just played? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. That was the 24-second one, was it? Yeah.
We appreciate that
I think I heard it anyway.
It's
want me to
very
go back?
faint.
Yeah, it's very faint because it's really hard for them to come across. And that noise is like for me.
Yeah.
Do you want me to play that bit again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, so that was 7 seconds from the end. Should I go a little bit more?
No, that's
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Thank you that you're communicating with us. So we're very grateful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I heard that.
As soon as you said that, he said thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. See, it's my ears are getting tuned to it. So this one here is 29 seconds. So should I just do like 10 seconds and then pause and then 10 seconds and pause? Is that what you mean, Chad?
That's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's not too loud because it's screaming at me.
This one is a multiple yes answer. So when you've asked the question, from after you've asked the question till the end, there's just a lot of yeses there.
Okay, right. Okay. All right. Well, let's go.
Were you a child or ward of the state? Yes or no?
Yes.
Were you a ward of the state? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
and a
didn't-
few yeses.
Yeah. So you guys are more tuned to me. I cannot hear it, but I've got to. Like your ears are like fine tuned, but me, forget it. I just see them here. That's all.
Yeah.
So the 15-second one, we've got a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go. So the 15-second one, what's that one about?
I think you asked the question, what am I thinking of?
What number
what
am I
number
thinking
am I
of?
thinking of?
Okay.
You hear 11, then you hear 5 to 8, and then
Yes.
8. Again.
Yes, because the 8 one was definitely one that was mine.
Do you two always hold hands? Yes or no? Yes. I'm just thinking this one.
We've already had that one.
So that one there
And I
was
must have
little
sent it
Edith.
twice.
That was Edith.
Hmm.
So I got the 20-second. Did I just do the 15-second one or the 20-second one?
15, I think you said.
Yeah. So now we're up to the 20-second one.
Do you agree with what we're doing here? Yes or no? Are you happy? Yes or no? So you're okay with us asking you questions? Yes or no?
Oh, that's so cool. So, and then I'm up to the 24-second one. So we're nearly finished. We've only got a couple more minutes to go.
We love that you are all here with us, you know that. We're very happy. Even though your soul is lost, we're very happy that you're here to talk to us. And we appreciate the time.
I think that one.
We appreciate that you're communicating with us. So we're very grateful for that.
Did you put the one in there with the bloke that was really evil that spoke?
It didn't come through clear enough. No, I didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind, because he was the one that freaked us all out. That one was only a couple of words, but it was like, ooh, that wasn't the same bloke I was being talking to.
No, it wasn't very clear.
So I'll do the 29 seconds, sorry.
Were you a child or ward of the state?
Oh, have we done that one?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, we did? Oh, we did that one. Yeah.
We did a ward of the state, yeah. Next one.
That's right.
Who am I thinking of?
I'm just trying to check it. That was 8. That's cool. He was thinking, he said the 8, and I was definitely thinking of the 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So the next one is 39 seconds, and we've got one more 11 seconds. So we'll keep going.
Yep.
What about how many people are here?
7.
So how many people did we have there? Was 7 or 9 or something?
There was 9.
Yeah,
Nine
there
of
was.
Yeah.
9, but Heath wasn't there, so there's 8, and he actually says 8.
8.
Yes. He knew how many people were there, that's for sure. It's like
Yeah.
us standing right in front of him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The 7?
8. There's 8.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
8. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. Heath is 9.
Oh, really? How does he even know that, eh?
9.
Heath's not in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's cool. And we got one
I
more.
couldn't believe he got it right.
Yeah.
I couldn't even count them right.
Do we have any of the kids? Used to be here.
And we all heard that, yeah.
Yeah. See, I like the no noise. So it was like a little faint yes, it was really cool.
And then after that there was a whisper, which was an EVP. So and then I said yes.
So explain to everybody what an EVP is.
EVP, Chad.
Just
Electronic voice phenomenon. So something that you can't explain where it comes from, but it's a voice.
Oh.
And
Like
then
a
nobody
UFO,
can
but
actually hear.
But it's a voice.
Yeah.
It's a voice that everyone could hear, but they're like, nobody said it.
That's right. Where did it come from? Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's cool.
So what I'll do is I will take all of these and I'll put them in into a video type format and post it on the page so that others can hear it all after each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
So what I'll do is I will take all of these and I'll put them in.
Just going back to the chat to see if people have got any questions here for us.
So one of the things that I'm like, I can't explain or try and debunk is like, you ask a question and you get the right answer.
Yeah.
Like, and then you go, well, that's interesting, but there is a thing called like matrixing or like, I think it's called parabola or something, where your brain makes up.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Matrixing and parabola?
Like your brain makes up something to
match it.
To match it. So you say, "What's my name?" and you'll hear Leslie. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of go, okay, well, but when you're asking questions, what am I thinking in my head? And you get 8.
Yeah.
Yes,
how many people are here? And they go 9. Oh,
yeah.
8.
Yeah.
and you go, wait, hold on, there is 8. Was one, that kind of stuff that you go, well,
that's right. How do they know that?
there?
Like, yeah, exactly. There's got to be something there. Well, I spoke to it, but I wanted I didn't get the one. I didn't hear the one where she said Edith, because when I asked about the little boy when he drowned, because I said, were you the little boy that drowned down in the river or down in the lake down the hill up the grass? And he said, yep, straight away. And I said, do you have a little sister? She was about 4 years of age. I remember saying that. And he said, yes. Yeah. And then she goes, Edith. That was really cool.
We don't have that one in there.
I think there was like 50 questions asked and we got 30 responses.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make that, condense that into, you know what I mean? Because all those ones we just played there, they were just from that one clip from the SB11 session that you did. So there's more before that as well. So that there's too many to put in. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was a really, really nice evening. And when we're doing all that stuff, that was just like, look, I'm a medium, right? I do have them, but I don't have them. So I normally get the audible, I get the sensory, I get all the clairs and the mediumship, and they come through like a wave and they're just standing in front of me, but I don't actually have a conversation with words. Do you know what I mean? So I have everything else, but that was really cool for me because I had a conversation with words this time. It's like talking to you guys, but yes or no.
Yeah,
which was really cool. So
we're glad you enjoyed it anyway.
yeah, it was really good. So sorry, Chad, go.
There are like probably 80%, 90% of the time where we are just sitting there going, like, oh, well, we should go home because we don't feel anything. There's nothing there, nothing coming through. We've tried all the bits and pieces. We've tried experiments. Like, for example, with say the radio that you could hear, we might actually have somebody in another part of the property on a two-way asking questions through into the room. So, or they're asking questions out there and we can't hear the answers. We can't hear the questions, but we're like relaying the answers if we hear things.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
There's stuff like that you kind of like, you don't want to like contaminate people's thought of like I said, you know, you kind of make up the answer. Yes, I heard that, or yes, I heard that.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Which is what I was doing with the headphones and the mask. The S method, you know, and that it's like a sensory deprivation thing where you can't hear, you can't see. So I can't hear, you can't hear what questions are being asked. Yet they ask questions, and then I voice, if hopefully, the answers to their questions. So there's something there as well.
So just a question here from one of our viewers, Darlena George. She says, are the ghosts still there or have they moved on? I believe that they'll always be there because I feel they're lost souls. But what do you guys feel? What do you think with that?
Yeah, I think some we get that seem to be there all the time. Some seem to be regulars, if you want to say that.
Because you guys because you guys said that you got Edith before we even started that night. Was that correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so she was definitely there the second time, or the time that I was there anyway.
I believe that yes was her.
Yeah.
From the
one of the viewers, it says Tammy Murphy. She says, "Was this a hospital?" And yes, it was. There was a hospital on site.
Yeah.
Correct.
We've also got here Darlene. She says, wow, this is so awesome. Sharon Jordan, I heard the number 8. Yes, we all got that. Monstera, that yes, we could hear with our own ears, not through the machine. It was amazing. Yeah, like this is, I mean, you couldn't, with that machine, you just could not fake anything, I tell you, because I was there. I saw it. I'm very skeptical when it comes to the BS part of it. And I'm thinking, before I even got there, I said to my friend, I said, just whatever you do, I picked you because you're not a screamer. So please don't frighten me because I will scream louder than you, okay? Just so you know. And it turns out, so at the start of it, John walked us around the property, me and my friend, just to get our feelers and everything. He didn't tell me anything about the property because I didn't want to know anything. And we got that it was kind of like a bit of an army barrack kind of place, or I got military, my friend got army barracks or something, I think she said. And it turns out that they had a hospital on site, and it was olden days, and it was like to me, I saw the old-fashioned horse and cart come up the driveway, which was a very, very long driveway into the property. And it was really quite freaky because I could see all these kids and everybody running down to the back of the cart of the horse and cart with the guy on the front on his seat. And then the back was filled with all apples. And then I asked the ghost at some stage, I don't know what stage it was now, and he said yes. So it was kind of validating what I was getting at the time, which was really nice.
Very cool.
So Sharon Jordan, she says, it's so good. I love this so much, but I will she goes, but I won't say the word that she used. I will crap myself if I have one in my house, laughing out loud. Okay, well, you might
no
not
one
be
wants them at home. Yeah, no one wants them at home.
So everyone's saying that, like Wendy Merce-Martin and Michelle Kober having a conversation saying that the unknown is really interesting because, like, you know, everyone's got this ability to be a psychic or a medium, but when they don't know how to use it or they're not experienced know how to use it, it's hard for people to find, like, to work it out. But everyone's got this, you know, so, and I think people find this really interesting to know that there is something on the other side because it brings peace to people. And I'm always saying, you know, like your past loved ones never go to the other side unhappy, or they never go to the other side with, kind of like, I've only seen 2 spirits that's had disappointment, and that's over the money and the wills and stuff like that. And then I've only ever seen, people go to the other side in peace and happy and in neutral gear, like totally neutral. But I've never really seen them go to the other side unhappy. So they're saying that it's fascinating exploring things we don't know. What else have we got here? Why is the ghost not moved over? Why is the soul still there? Teresa Grayling. I believe that the soul is lost there, Lovey. That's why they're still there. And I was trying to explain it that night that, like, to me, you've got the ghost and then you've got the spirit. And this is my opinion. So any other psychic, happy for you to share your opinion. I don't really want to upset anybody, but for me, a ghost is like a lost soul. It's like putting the cloak, like the sheet over the black sheet over the top of Harry Potter, and he becomes invisible. But then he's running around and he's going through walls, and he's just hovering around the house. That's how I see a ghost. And then if it's a spirit will come to me, and they'll either stand next to me and talk to me, which is your past loved ones, or they will go through my spirit guide and they will do the past, present, and future, which is like the psychic side. So you've got 2 sections of the spiritual world, which is just psychic, past, present, and future, which I believe that, and this is my opinion, that my spirit guide gives me that information. And then you've got the mediumship side, which is your past loved ones, and then they come through and they show that to me in remote viewing. But when it's a ghost, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if you got another opinion, but when it's a ghost, I do believe that it's a lost soul and they haven't been put to rest. That's what I haven't been put to peace. So they go over to the other side, but they still haven't rested their souls. So their souls are just hovering around, and it's like seeing a mad dog go in circles all the time. They just spin in circles. That's how I see it. So
what do you think? Why is that, you think?
Because they haven't been laid to rest. They might have been, killed or murdered or something like that, or something really, dramatics happened to them, and they haven't had a proper funeral in those days, or they couldn't have a proper funeral. Like that guy, I believe that when I said to him, were you the young kid that drowned in the river? So they might not have been able to find him. So you know what I mean? So they couldn't do, you know what I mean? Like like it's a lost soul. So he can only stay in the one spot. So he comes back to me, it's like, and I'm only like using this as my opinion, but he goes back to the home that he knows best. You know what I mean? Like he only hovers around the home. And like another example is one of my old friends many years ago, his family, they had 3 kids. And I could tell there was something in the home. And I said to him, you've got something like really negative in the home. The house is getting colder. And he goes, yeah, it's really weird, like that. And he goes, what do you think it is? I said, I think it's like a spirit in the home, like a ghost. And he goes, what? And I go, your children are waking up. And he goes, yeah. And he was freaking out because he didn't realize I was a medium. But I could see the kids standing at the door, like at their door, every couple of nights or every night in a row, depends on the ghost. And it was waking him up. And then the little one was wetting the bed all the time because she's probably scared or whatever. But they were all 3 kids at the same time, 3 different rooms, were running into the master bedroom to where the parents were, to go into the bed to hide in there from the ghost, and they'd have a peaceful sleep. So if 3 kids in 3 different rooms can be woken up at the same time, why would they be waking up at the same time? And then all of a sudden we've got this this picture frame of the husband and wife on the wall at their wedding, and then the hook was pretty much like a hook like this, where the picture frame hooked over. So to get that picture frame off, it had to come over the hook to lift off, right? So at 3:00 in the morning, this is before he said anything to me or before we even discussed anything. What had happened was the spirit, or whatever it was, the ghost had actually lifted up that wedding photo, glass in the front, and threw it off, and it was landed on the ground, all smashed in pieces in the morning. So and then I saw like something on his face that day, and I said, something's not right in your home. And he's like freaking out because he didn't realize I was a medium. And something's not right. And I can see the kid standing at the door waking up, and he goes, wow. And then I said that you've got like a lost soul, like a ghost in your house. You need to get it out. So he kept doing what I said, which was, acknowledge them, send them off, get rid of them, just send them off, give them peace and light and whatever, get rid of them. So sure as ever, see him another couple of weeks later, bumped into him, and sure as ever, it's gone. So put it to bed. You know, it's not a pet. And some people tell me all the time, oh, Leslie, you know, I don't mind that it's coming and it's, you know, having a cup of tea with me. I feel the energy. I go, well, would you open the front door to 15 strangers or, you know, a stranger that you don't know? You don't know. You don't open the door. They're not pets, you know. You just send them off and put them to rest.
We like going out to investigate. We don't want them to come home with us. So stay where you are. If you want to be there, you stay where you are. So that's the thing about the places that we go to, that their place, they do what they want and we come home and
I have a
spirit free.
I have a thought on have any of you guys ever had a lucid dream where you knew you were dreaming and you kind of could do a couple of things and you go, oh, that was cool, I know I'm dreaming, and then you just there's been a couple where like flying through like shopping centers and stuff and I go, oh, I'm gonna go fly and just
no, I think you're mad there, Chad. No, I think you're mad now.
But that's my thought of it all. You've had a few lucid dreams. But yeah, my thought is that, you know, if you do pass and you are lost, you're kind of in like a dream state where you have to keep repeating the same thing that you're doing because that's all you know.
That's right, yeah.
Until somebody says, hey, there's a sparkly thing over there. And you go, oh, maybe I don't have to keep waking these kids up. Maybe I'll go and play with that spark. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, I can actually do more in this dream than what I thought I could only do, even though it's not. That's my thought. Well, one of my thoughts.
Yeah, one of many.
I have a lot.
It's pretty freaky how it all works. Like I still, even though I'm a medium, I still freak myself out. So just going back to when my first incident of screaming when I was on the site. Remember John? John and Savvy walked ahead and I thought, I'll just take a photo of the old electrical cables on this building here because I work for an electrical company. And then next minute, I hear all this noise. I'm like, oh my God, they've left me here. What are they doing? And I was by myself up further up the street. And then next minute, I'm freaking out going, where the hell is that noise coming from? And there was a bird, there was a pigeon in one of the roof there and it came flying out. I went, oh my God. I thought, thank God. It was like this, screaming down the street to them. Don't leave me by myself.
Where's the video of that?
Where's the video? Maybe you should play that.
I swear to God, that was freaky. And then the second time, so that's my first time. So I had a whammy that night. And then the second time, very, very start, and Sir Chad there decides to go, I'll walk up this way, up the footpath to go somewhere else. And I thought, I'm sitting here minding my own business, listening, going, when am I going to hear something? I can't wait to hear something. 10 minutes goes by, and then I see something walk past these pillars. And I freaked out like this, and I freaked out. And what it was the glare of the moon, or whatever that light was, shining on his face, and it was only half a face. So you can imagine, I could just see half a face walking past this pillar, and it was Chad, and he's like, oh, hi, around the corner, and I'm like having a heart attack. I feel my heart coming out of my chest. I'm thinking, oh, my God, there it is, you know, literally.
I'm sorry. I really am. I didn't think. You're going to hold me for that banner, right?
I'm holding you and Xavier to ransom here because he got me good. He got me the last time. I said, that's it. I'm not getting done after this.
Oh, that's so funny.
We'll bring out the audio next.
Yeah, bring up the audio of me freaking out like this. Yes, I want to hear that one because I really did freak out. So Ruth of the Crown, which is Stabby, she's on here and she said, hi, Leslie. I wasn't sure what to expect when I came along, but one conclusion is the horror movie industry have exaggerated the realm of the spiritual world, such as ghosts, because I didn't feel fearful, thankfully. Cheers, Stabby. Yes, 100%. You don't feel, well, except for me in those 3 incidents, but you don't feel.
We do tell people that come out with us that it's not like TV. It can be, and we're fearful sometimes that it's a bit boring, because it is a lot of just sitting around in the dark, talking, waiting for something to happen, and it's nothing like TV.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it was really quite cool how it all came about, but especially the end. I really enjoyed the end. So we've
Yeah,
got
it was a good way to end.
that's yeah. So that's so Trish Tipru. How does ghost take life? Well, they pass over, Lovey. They pass over either from normal every day. It's a ghost is a ghost. Thank you, Leslie. Poor ghost. No, poor me.
Cool.
That's from
How does
Darlene.
that affect?
So Cody Kent, please.
You did.
Yeah, Cody, we're not doing readings tonight, Lovey. We're just talking about an experience that we had, a ghost hunt that we did a couple of weeks ago now. I'm just going back on the live here. So why the ghosts not move over? Why is their soul still here? We've done that. So yes, if you want to post your questions, that'd be great about anything ghostly. So just so you know, Chad, I'm not the only one that thought that, because we've got looks like some Monstera who's said that that has that effect on. Is that Simone? Yeah, it has that effect on people. So there you go.
Yeah, he did it to me last week, Leslie, when we went out 3 times. He freaked me out, and I actually screamed as well. I don't scream. He made me scream 3 times. Yeah, I could kill him.
That's how he gets his kicks.
And then he says that went for. I'll just go for a walk.
I'd let everybody know. Look, I'm not going to be here, and I'll come back, and I don't like to interrupt anyone, so I just kind of stand behind you and wait. I'm
in the moonlight.
In the moonlight or in the dark.
Oh boy.
So tell me. So just going back to the doll and the pendulum, can you explain that and just why you do that as well? Because the doll, as I showed earlier in the start of the live, you've got that doll there for the kids or something. Is that correct?
Yeah, we took her to, she was my mum's doll. My mum passed away about 6 years ago now, and it was a doll that she'd bought, and she just loved her. And I inherited her when she passed. And we just thought we're always looking for like trigger objects for the kids or women or the boys or something, always something, some sort of experiment. So I decided to take the doll one night to our other undisclosed location and set her up in front of a camera with a voice recorder and just see what happens. And the response we got was from one of the females was amazing. It was she was a woman. Wow. The EVPs that we got, it was like a conversation between her and an older lady. Like it was so good. Yeah. Spirits. So I just figured, well, back in them days, that kind of Victorian doll would be popular, and the little girls that didn't have one would have wanted one. So I figure if I just set her up somewhere and let the kids just play with her if they can, you never know what you can get. So she's
Sorry, so when you say you got information from, like you got a response, was that could you hear it when you were there, or did you have to play the audio back?
No, it was an EVP through the voice recorder. But do you remember what it said?
It was the like the mother and like the child wanted to play with the doll, and the mother and the grandmother's saying, "Don't play with it.
Shut the door, go inside," type thing. Yeah.
Go back to your room.
Yeah.
Basically.
It was, and hearing that after you get home, it's like, man, I wish I heard that when I was there, but it was an EVP, so we didn't know.
That's unheard of. Really.
And the pendulum thing, that was like added on because, with the pendulum, it can be manipulated by a human. So I saw on another paranormal page that they put one into a glass jar, And once it stops, if a spirit can move it, it's got no human interaction to move it. And maybe the kids or the little girls find the little jewel pretty or something and try and move it inside the bottle. So, yeah, that's how that one came about.
So you said that. So have you ever seen it move?
No, well, that was the first night I tried it.
Oh,
the night
okay,
you were
right.
there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so
That's a
we've
good
got
idea.
no luck yet, but I'm optimistic and I'm pretty sure that one day we'll see it move.
Wow.
But what we tend to do is we will go back and like listen, hear what that conversation, and then when going back again, we'll bring that up and try and talk to them as if it just happened.
Yes.
To see if they kind of remember and just say, oh, just talking to thin air, like to nothing for us because we don't have abilities, but we kind of, hopefully it triggers it again, and say, oh, we brought the doll last time, this is. Yeah.
And so how many? Well, I think the doll will work really, really, really well. But
she does.
How many of these paranormal things have you guys done?
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
we've done a lot.
How many locations? Like how many locations in Sydney?
We've got 2 undisclosed. We go up to the Blue Mountains. There's a museum up in the Blue Mountains. We've been out to Dubbo Jail. That was a riot. That was an amazing night, that one. We've been out to Dubbo
Jail. What did you get from the Dubbo Jail?
That one.
That night, they take you for a little tour through the jail.
That's crazy.
At the end, you go through where they have all the nooses and things like that in like a museum type setting. And they got rooms with old uniforms in them. And I walked into the room with one of the uniforms, put my voice recorder down to take some photos because the lights were on, take some photos of the uniforms. And just as I was taking the photo, they turned the lights off, like the guys that run the Dubbo Jail, they turned the lights off. And I'm like, oh, great time to turn the lights off. And in my ear, I heard a swear to God, there was someone. John saw someone walk in with me, but there was no one in there with me. A shadow behind me.
And then run out.
Yeah, that was so nuts. That was a good night. I recommend Dubbo Jail if you go to Dubbo.
Really? Okay.
We've been to Hill End. We did a week long at Hill End. We've done 2 of those. Amazing.
Where's Hill End? What's like Hill H-I-W?
It's out near Bathurst Way.
I have not been yet.
No, you haven't. Yeah, we still got to take Chad out there. Yeah.
It's brilliant.
The places I've been to have been I've just kind of got weird feelings and stuff, but I've always been with family. It hasn't been a ghost hunt. And I've just been like, oh, this is odd. Like one of the big ones was Port Arthur. Like that was crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, we've got to go out to
Port Arthur.
And do you get like any kind of feeling of coldness or anything like that in your homes, or like when you come home, do you feel like someone's still hanging around when you guys go home, or no?
No.
That's good. They're not stalking you.
No. Well, I have had a spirit here. My daughter's seen one here when she was laying in her bed. She was just on her phone and she put the phone down and was an older man coming towards her, but then he disappeared. But they figured out that it was family and hasn't been back since. So that's the only one. But nothing has followed us home ever. I thought one of the kids had at one stage, but no.
That's the old guy I saw there, right?
Yes. Oh,
so,
yes, I think so, yes.
I was just thinking about when Simone, so tell us about when Simone was on the headset, and she was talking out loud. But when I closed my eyes at one stage there, and when I opened my eyes, I saw an elderly man leaning over towards her, like touching her head. He was touching her head, and he had like a big nose. He was all grey hair, all long grey hair.
Because she did tell me, if she's on here listening, she did feel someone touch her head. She did tell me that afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
I said you should have said something because
Yeah.
would have
We're always telling if you feel it or see it or need to say
Yeah.
it, just blurt it out, because then it's recorded and then you can't, like people can't, yeah, sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I saw that man. I didn't know that she had someone touch her head, like she said that.
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
saw that guy touch her, and I thought, wow, that's cool. And because for me, when I see something like that, I just blink again to see if I'm really, really going crazy or something like that,
Yeah.
So
Well, that's why we say if you feel it or see it, say it.
yeah,
Then it's documented, So
100%.
Simone
So,
saying, "Oh, Jim, touch my
So-
headphones."
I told him touch my headphones. That's what Simone just said
what did she say?
in the chat. I felt him touching my headphones.
The headphones. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Like touch the head and the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really quite bizarre because I seen him like leaning over, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to touch her. It's like, oh, what's this? It's like he hasn't seen it before.
Oh,
But
yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
old-fashioned hairdo, long scraggly hairdo, beard. But he had like long, what do you call it? Like not like a slave or prison outfit, but like a doctor's outfit, but not a doctor. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it. It's really long, like the top was really long, the shirt.
Like a dry as a bone situation, like the
Yeah,
heavy.
like the big heavy kind of thing. Yeah, really quite
Farmer or
bizarre.
something? Janitor?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just saw a glimpse of him, and I closed my eyes again, thinking, okay.
It's just funny. We were there last like after that, and there was a lot of what I believe is a personal experience from from my family, like somebody there from my family. So it wasn't actually related to the place, and we had quite a long
Session.
conversation, a long session. Like I'm talking an hour or more of this coming through, and it got me thinking that potentially that sometimes we actually bring them in, and because we have an intent to open up and to do
100%.
things.
It's not the first time that's happened to you, Chad, though.
No, that's true.
100%. Yeah, I get it. I agree with you. Because even like for me, for my shows, all the spirit, all the energies, whatever you want to call them, they are already waiting in the studio for me to get there, and they know who's coming on that night. They know who's going to be hanging around or watching the show or whatever, and they know that my spirit will push me to read that person, and then sure as ever they're standing right next to me. So 100% right. I totally agree with that. It's quite bizarre how they just know, like, I mean, they knew the number 8 that I was thinking. They knew my name twice. They knew she said Edith, like I heard Edith straight, like flat straight Edith. He knew I was talking about it, Then I really want to get that voice of that scary voice. There was only one scary voice that we heard at that same time when I was asking the closed questions. That was freaky. I looked at Stabby and go, well, that's bloke.
We'll go through again and we'll cut it down. I'll send it to you.
But
yeah, that'd be cool.
Right. You did get right. You thought you're picking up on Chad's son, but you actually, it was an EVP. You said your name starting with C, and the name Chelsea come through.
Oh, okay. There you go. I didn't know that.
You said the other girl was started with a K, and then Kelsey came through.
Right. Well, there you go. I see. I didn't even know that. That's good validation.
Yeah, there's so many more that you just
That's what I
can't.
was saying. Like, so that means that that means maybe what I was saying at the start was 4 people that I felt was on the other side, which was that the guy, I don't know what his name was, the one that was talking to us the most. Then there was Edith, and then there was those two there, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe I'm just trying to put it all together.
I don't know.
So
No.
our thought and our idea is we do this and we try and dump everything that happens, and then later, like into a database, and then later on we can come back and be like, oh, they did say that name, or they did say that name. When was that? That was before. And then we're trying to, like, not a family tree, but more like a big mind dump of mind map.
Scientific.
We actually investigate it. We try and make it match. We don't try and just pluck a name or an event out of the air. It has to match up, and it takes a long time.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's I 100% agree with you. It doesn't take 5 minutes, that's for sure.
No.
Well, it's hard for the energy to come through anyway. So if they're showing you something or giving you a voice, that's the audio side of it, which is cool. But if they're showing you them physically, it takes a lot of energy for them to do that. You know, like even for me, when I see my things, they're not there like for 5 minutes saying, hi, how are you? What do you want to know today? They just come through, show me something, and they're gone. It's like a split second. I have to be really, really fast, and I have to be quick, and I have to be thinking or talking at the same time as I'm actually getting messages. So it's like two brains. Like I'm receiving something as I'm saying something. Do you know what I mean? So it's like instant for me.
Well, the first time I took the doll there, I set her up with another little Raggedy Ann doll, the Annabelle doll, so to speak. And Chad had like a vision of one of the kids trying to play with it, but couldn't play with it. And there was some male, was it a male figure, Chad, saying, "Just leave it alone. You can't play with it. Just come out and go out the door, go outside." It was, that was weird.
I remember that. Yeah, it was super bright. Like it was sunny. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got an EVP too, match that with the man saying "little girl, go away."
There you go. That's so cool. Yeah. So you must have a lot of audio. You probably don't have as much recorded footage, but you have a lot of audio, right?
You got a lot of audio. Yeah. Video is just it. I started using video not long ago to try and document different things, like if we were walking around before we had Chad's U-Butte, we call it Fun Police Meter, where it debunks the K2, because electronic fields and stuff. It's I forgot where I was going. I had a mind blank. Document. So I started videoing to, if we could get yes or no answers to light it up and debunk and stuff. Cool. You can't really debunk with a voice recorder, it's nothing for people. And a lot of people want to see it. They don't want to hear it. They want to see it, and it's hard. 100%. It's hard.
Well, it's hard for them to come through and show you. So,
that's right.
I think it's really cool that they can even actually talk to us like we're having a conversation now, because I've never had a conversation with a ghost. You know what I mean? So that night was the first for me. It was really cool.
That's cool.
We've got Fiona Grayling. She says, why you sleep but feel awake that moment something is on you and you are scared it is a ghost and a lost soul or something else. Yeah. So I've always said that some people I can see in their homes sometimes that they have like some rooms are a bit colder than normal. I feel like there's more mold in that room sometimes. It's darker, it's dingy. Nobody wants to go in it, and that's usually from a spirit or some form of negative energy. And I don't like that feeling, so I tell people to move it on. But what they can do too, Fiona, is if you're here like this, I've seen this a few times, and what they'll do is when you're sleeping, they'll come over and they'll hover over the top of you. And when they show me that person or that spirit hovering over the top, what it is like, when you come out of the shower and you see the mist and it's really misty, like this, like smog or fog or whatever. But when they do that and it's a white or it's a light clear grey kind of mist, well, this mist here is like a dark grey. It's not nice to me. It's like a dark city hanging over and hovering. It's like a shimmy hanging over and like they're just waving them. It's like flying in the air like a Superman, but not a Superman. That's how I see them. And then I say that to people and they say, yeah, I feel, and then you feel paralyzed and they say, yep. And it's always the same scenario. So the theme for that is where they come over and hover and every single person that I've said this to has been paralyzed in their bed and they cannot move till morning. So one of my friends in the family, that happened to her, and I told her that, and she freaked out because she never said anything to me. She thought she was going crazy. I said, no, you've got bad energy in the home, like a negative energy. You need to get it out, get rid of it.
Wow. That sounds scary.
So Vicky Victoria said Fremantle Prison in WA2. That place is as creepy as.
Oh, that's a long road trip, Chad.
So Darlena,
looks like I'm driving. That's what I get from that. When she says that.
You're correct. Look at that.
So Darlena said, have you guys been to Junee?
No, we haven't. No, not yet.
And another question,
Yes, no.
Jill Polglaze, which is one of my top fans, she's been on my show forever since I started, right? She never misses a show. She said Dubbo
Yeah.
Jail is scary in the day, let alone in the night.
Yeah, it's, you know what? When I went into the what are they called when they're isolation cells? It is pitch black. It is like actually pitch black. And I walked in, they were doing like a I think there was a table tipping session in one of the rooms there. And to walk into such a pitch black area and then have this white face, just like all of a sudden it was a real person. That's how black it was in there. It was so dark, so scary.
Yes.
So that really, it made me quit. Like,
Yucky.
it was not. It was
places like that. I believe that energy for me can't be destroyed. It can only be converted, right? So somebody that has a lot of oppression or a lot of anger, a lot of worry that they're going to die now because they've done something bad, they potentially push that into the fabric of the building, which it has to go somewhere. There's so much of it that it has to go somewhere, and then that relieves them of that. This is my thought.
Well, everything's an energy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you go into a building and
there was a few hangings there.
Yeah, there you go. So Tammy Connolly said, so interesting. And we've got here the Michelle Coburn. She's one of my other top fans. She's been on my show forever as well. And she's on here every show. She said, Teresa, John, and Chad, do you ever see ghosts or only hear them? You don't probably always see them. You probably just hear them on the equipment. Is that correct? Or
yes, correct. We've only ever seen the one, and that was when we first started. John heard one before I did. When you heard Chad, the whisper. The whisper, his friend. And then I heard my first one. Actually heard was like about a month ago, where we were the other week. And then it was the same one actually that we all heard, that little child. Yes. I heard that previously there, and that's all I've heard. I'm not sure about Chad.
Wow. Sorry, what? Go, Chad.
I haven't. I've only what I saw, like what I said at the beginning when I was a child. I'm sure I've seen things that I just have not ignored, but not realized. I see shadows and things, and then you have those crazy feels in the middle of the night when you're getting a drink at 3 a.m. and you go, why did I wake up? And there's something.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world. So Simone said she got pushed out of the isolation cell by a spirit, such a dark energy, and it was horrible. There you go.
Oh, you did, Simone. Wow, I didn't know that. We were there. Simone was there the night we were there. At Dubbo. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that, Simone.
So some people are saying they've never been to like a ghost hunt and they want to go. So it'd be pretty cool.
It is good. It is good.
It's not like a TV show.
It's not like a TV show.
No, definitely not like a TV show. That's for sure. 100%. Yeah, you've got to have a lot of patience too. That's what I find.
You do.
And they're always hovering around. They just don't know what to do with themselves because they're kind of, like I said in the start, they're a bit lost, So it's kind of.
And you've got to kind of like who you're hanging around with for hours and hours and hours on end as well. So otherwise the night would be very, very pleasant.
Yes. And with that location there, that was a secret location, so we won't say it. But I wasn't allowed, just so people know, I wasn't allowed to advertise or say anything about going there at all. I had to keep everything hush-hush, so only a couple of people knew that I was going. And with the other locations, are they like that? You mentioned another one starting with...
There's only one other one that we can't mention as well, and there's nothing on my pages about these places either. Like I will sometimes, very rarely, post an EVP or a couple up, but I just can't. I can't. But other places I do you know, we're allowed to say where we're going and stuff like that. So,
So
there's only
with like the jails and things like that, do you host events and do stuff like that?
The Dubbo one, we just booked it out for the night.
yeah, we booked it.
And
So
just
where do you
had it-
sleep? So where do you sleep? Don't tell me you sleep at the jail.
A B&B. We just had a B&B.
a hotel or something.
Yeah.
Ah,
An
Just
Airbnb or
just
something.
shared sort of
Yeah.
thing. Make
I'd
it
totally
cost-
sleep there.
And we had a whole group. Oh, I'd totally sleep there too. We
Oh,
had
you guys are crazy. There's no way you get me sleeping there.
I'm not. I'm not.
He's not sleeping.
Well, me and John will be back at the hotel at this casino for you. All right, so don't
I'll
worry
sleep
about
in the
that.
car.
Yeah, I'll sleep in the car. I don't know about that either. That'll be freaky too.
Just to shut the door.
So, for
right.
example, if you go to Dubbo, so how many people could go to the Dubbo ghost one or whatever? Because that'd be really cool to do that.
Many as you want.
Yeah, we had, I think, I can't, off the top of my head, I think we had about 12,
14.
15, something
Wow.
like that at the jail. It's a pretty big, it looks small. It is small, but it is pretty big for 12 to 15 people. It's comfortable.
And they allow you to take your equipment there too. Is that
yeah,
correct?
yeah.
That's
You
really
just
cool.
book it out.
You just book it out. Yeah. Or I don't even know if they do tours
They
there.
do tours, but you're on their schedule.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
you
right.
won't
Yeah.
get much from there. You get a good history tour.
Yeah, good history tour.
Yeah, that's cool. And what's the highlight for either one of those ones that you've been to, like the Dubbo Jail or Bathurst? What's the highlight there?
Well, the Dubbo Jail was definitely the sinister laugh
And the shadow.
in my ear.
Shadow,
and
yeah.
the shadow. Hill End.
is again EVP's deluxe.
Yeah. It's crazy. We did a big where we were staying. We stayed in one of the old original houses that are there, and downstairs is like an information center, and they've converted upstairs into like a bed and stuff. Yeah, you can stay in there. So we stayed there, and we did like an SD session in there. I was just sitting on the chair with the headphones and stuff, and my memory is really, really bad, so I don't really remember a lot of names. It takes a long time. But we went to the cemetery through the day, and then that night we had an SD session, and so many names from through the day I heard come through the radio. And the Hill End has no cell coverage, like no phone coverage or anything. It's really bad. Hardly any radio. So it was these names that were coming through. One of my friends, Karen, she wrote all the names down that I said, and every one of them checked off from being in the cemetery. So that was very, very cool. Very, very cool.
Do you prefer doing the cemeteries or the jails or the haunted houses? What do you prefer?
They're each special.
Yeah, they've all got their pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros and cons. Yeah, when it's freezing cold, I want to be inside. But we don't really do much in summer because of bugs and mozzies and snakes and stuff like that, spiders. It's just, and it's uncomfortable in the heat. But it's just I'd rather inside. I think I prefer being inside somewhere.
Yeah, I mean it's all the same, really. Makes no difference.
Wow.
It depends on the cemetery as well.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah.
do you see the hand come creeping out of the floor of the cemetery or like thing? You know what I mean?
Chad hasn't perfected that one yet.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, that'd be right.
There was actually I think the first time I met Simone, we were at a cemetery, and I went back to the car, and I kind of was like, I'm just going to say what I can see or whatever. And I come back and I'm like, for some reason I see like all these kids fight, like teenage situation where they're all fighting and one of them chasing the other with a bat and stuff. And all of them turned to me and they were all like ghosts. Just, what's wrong? Simone just said the same thing. Like it was like a
telepathic.
Yeah, it was like a weird situation. Do you remember that?
Where was that one?
That was up there over the mountain there.
Yeah. I don't remember that. No, but I know what. Yeah, there's a cemetery over the Blue Mountains on the other side of Mount Victoria we go
Yeah,
to.
and we were there, and it was the first time I met
It's
her.
just so
And,
haunted. So haunted.
So
It was
when I was
interesting.
That's actually, sorry, that's where I felt I felt my very first spirit there. And it was like this little girl, we were communicating with a little girl there that's buried there. And John went over to where her grave is. I said, come on, we'll go over and see what John's doing. And I just had my hand like hang beside me, and I felt like a tingle. And then I felt like a gentle electric hum in my hand. And if I moved my hand too high, it went away. But when I moved my hand back down, it was like she was holding my hand and I lifted too high. That was crazy. That was amazing. It made me cry. It was amazing.
There you go. So, and with the cemeteries, do they like the older the better? I feel because I'll just go back a step. When I was younger, and my daughter was younger, she had an excursion to Penrith, and there was they had to go and look at some property thing there, and then I noticed there was an old-fashioned, a really, really decrepit-looking cemetery, and as I was walking past there, it was like all the trees had grown over it, all the tombstones, the headings were like all just, overgrown, or they'd been pushed over from the roots of the trees and everything. And it was just all terrible there. But I'd love to go there one day and just sit in there and just see what comes out, because it was the most spooky thing in the day, let alone in the night. So that freaked me out. And that was going back, I don't know, my daughter's 26, so she would have been about 8 or maybe a bit older, maybe 10. So, 16 years ago. So I couldn't imagine it now, how bad it would be, But some of the cemeteries are really bad, like the Rookwood Cemetery over near Liverpool, I think it is. It's massive. It's like its own suburb. I don't know if you've ever been
What do
there.
they call it? What's the word? Some
Mausoleum?
No, some metropolis or something.
Metropolis.
It's just so big.
It's got its own suburb, I'm sure, because it is absolutely massive. They've got a map to get around it.
Yeah.
It is huge, and even like the Chinese culture, have all got their own section of all the same tombstone headers, and it's just like this smorgasbord of like the Chinese culture. Then you've got another culture on the other side. It is just massive. It's just all burials.
The oldest part in there is really creepy too. Even through the day, the oldest, there's an oldest part where the graves are like falling apart and stuff, and it's just so creepy even through the day. Really bizarre.
So do you guys do this because of the creepy part, or do you do this because you like to get the thrill of it, or the heart attacks, or what?
I think mine is like I get excited when I hear them.
Like, what entices you to do it? Like why is it so fascinating to you?
Because when we talk to them, well, I can only speak for myself. When I'm doing the EVP sessions and stuff like that, and I obviously didn't hear anything at the time, but then I come home and I listen, and I actually heard them answer a question or something. And it's really few and far between, like the actual EVPs without the, the honey tones and the spirit boxes and everything. When you hear that, like my very, very, very first EVP with the voice recorder was at the cemetery in the mountains. And that was through the day, and didn't hear it when we were there. But when I got home and listened to the audio, it was like, oh my God, we actually got something, and that it's just that, it's not even adrenaline. It's just so happy that someone tried to communicate that we can't see and no one else can see, I think that's for me anyway.
Yeah, it's same. But I like the historical side of things as well. So
yeah, the history.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Chad?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a few, like I've had a few family members pass in front of me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I was okay because, and I always try to analyze it, but I was always like comforting, my parents or the others that are around me. And I'm like, it's going to be like, everything's going to be okay. For some intuition or something tells me that this isn't it. There's more.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if I explained how like life works here, where you've got childhood, your baby, childhood, you grow up, teenager, adulthood. You get these little stages in life, and I think we, as a physical stage, are just in a stage of energy or life, if you want to call it a life extended past either below and around what we have here in the physical. And it's just interests me like crazy. And I also like coming to the table with like the interesting things. I think I sort of add a bit of value of, like with the K2 meter, for example, which is the light one.
Oh yeah.
Like I kind of like investigated and like looked that up and researched, and it is only like one pole sort of situation that I was talking about. And then I go and get another device that sort of breaks all of our hopes and dreams about how this little flashy light was actually giving us fun.
Yeah, but that's what we prefer, Chad.
That's right. That's what you guys said. And I'm like, okay, well, that's my purpose here, is to
to be the fun police.
The fun police, to try and debunk everything, I guess.
But you have to try and debunk it, because not everything is paranormal.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
exactly. Yeah. It's quite bizarre how it all pans out. Like even when I started doing this, I watched a medium before I started doing it, and I knew I always had something. I just didn't know how to use it. And then everything she was saying, I was getting before she was saying it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, am I reading her mind? What the hell's going on here? It was just really weird. And then I just pushed it aside, waited another year. I didn't even think anything of it, and never ever wanted to, go professional or anything like that. I just used to do it as a hobby. And now look at me, so
yeah.
Yes. But I'm just going back to this page here to see. We see similar psychic things quite a lot. The portal was a standout for her. That's from Simone.
Yeah, that was
the night that you both saw that portal.
Yeah. So Glennis Lacey said, if you ever visit Pine Grove, I would love to come with you, as that's where I'm going to rest my parents. Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's cool. So Wendy Merce Martin said Lidcombe, Auburn, Homebush, and Rookwood cemeteries. And then Simone goes, yes, in capitals, we love the spooky. And she's got
We know you do.
I'll scare you more then. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, see what I mean? Oh dear.
I told you.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else we got here? So if people are interested, then message me from the page here. Message me, and then we'll try and do, like, I don't know, a cemetery one or something with the guys again, and we'll organize maybe an event. Maybe we should just do once a month or something, and book it in, book it ahead, and see, just for giggles or stuff.
It's a way to start out.
It is, Ask the questions.
Exactly. Because I never thought that I would be interested in doing something like that. But after speaking to the ghosts, like with that software, with that equipment you had, that was really cool for me. So, so
we just want to push the boundaries.
So Glennis Lacey says, my father, being in the Navy, has a plaque at Rookwood, but is buried at Pine Grove.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Okay.
That is.
So some people are saying, Wendy Mills Martin said, yes, I used to do the Rookwood tour, never stays the same. She said, of course it's spooky, adrenaline.
Yeah.
Imagine at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
I think we also do it at night a lot too. Like, I firmly believe that spirits just don't play at night, but we mainly do it at night because of quiet. So there's not as many there's no birds, there's not as many people around and stuff like that, and it helps to get the the voice recorders and the EVPs and stuff like that. So that's why we mainly do it at night too.
So roughly how much would you guys have spent on equipment to do all this stuff so far?
Oh, where's Chad?
Where's Chad? Add it up, Chad.
My
Yeah,
problem
yeah.
is the
Quite a few hundred. We don't have like all the bells and whistles that you see on TV. We just have select things like, you know, I think you saw this at the light thing, you know.
Yes. So what does that thing do?
This well, when you put it against a wall and it's still, you video it, and if a ghost walks past,
if there's a shadow,
it breaks the beam. Yeah.
Wow.
So
you see it a lot easier on a video when there's a grid on the wall, and there might be a couple that, like, if a moth goes by, you'll see it really well because the shadow's projected quite largely on the wall. If that makes sense.
Goes out. So,
but the biggest problem I have is that they put like a wedding tax on it, right? Like people will get something and then be like, oh, I could sell this because there's people that are going to buy it, and it's probably just doesn't actually work. You can put $100 on it, and it's a $4 thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the simple toy of a cat ball. You know, it's a little ball that lights up, and you used to be able to buy them at a pet shop for like $1 or $2, and they charge anywhere from $5 to $12 for a pack of 2 now, because we use them for hunting. Well, I don't use them, but some do. But it's phenomenal market. Yeah, phenomenal.
So there's a lot of people on here saying they would love to do a tour. There's a lot of people on here saying they would love to do a tour. So send me a private message in the Psychics on Radio Angels on Air Facebook chat, the messenger, and then we'll organize it. I don't know, when do you want it? There's one coming up with you guys in November, but you can only have a certain amount of people. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What date? That was the 24th.
If people want to like come with us for like a night out or something, we can do it somewhere else. We don't, because like to do it where we were is just too hard. And then we can have a bigger group of people come and do it somewhere else, or it just depends.
I think it'd be good to do something like local to where we all are first, and just get the feelers for it.
Yeah,
and it's not too far for me to sprint home, so you didn't see that coming, did you? You'll get used to it. You'll get used to the humor. It's all right.
Our playground really is out that way, so we can think of something somewhere to take people if they want to come out for a night.
Yeah, because I've got a lot of people in here saying that they would love to.
We don't do tours. Like, there's a big difference for me between a tour and what we do. So we actually do an investigation. So you're part of the team for the night, So there's no jump scares.
So we give them something to do or something to look for. We give them, like you don't just go there and hope to God you see a ghost. You go there and then you've got to help find the ghost.
Yeah, that's right. Help communicate. That's it.
And it's really hard because that is the case. Like, a lot of people will be wanting to, I'm going to see a ghost tonight. So, you just actually,
it doesn't always work.
We're going to be standing in a room saying nothing, just listening situation,
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
So someone's saying we can do like a high tea. So when we got there the other night, Teresa said, make sure you bring, a torch, and you bring flat shoes, and you bring some really nice, because as soon as that sun went down, it was absolutely freezing.
It was cool,
That wasn't in the middle of winter either, so it was only a couple of weeks ago. But
she gets cold in winter.
Yeah, I bet it does, especially there. So we can do one and just have, like, they bring their own dinner and stuff like that, and then we can just you've got a black cat I've got my cat in the corner. I thought it was your cat. I saw something new behind me, and I'm like, what? It's Snitzel. But she looks black on my screen here. She doesn't look great. Can
Chad,
you see her?
Stop it.
She's there.
Oh, look at her.
She looks black on my screen here. I'm really freaked out because I'm thinking, whose cat is that? It's mine. Oh, right. Oh dear, Snitzel, you got me good then. So let me touch base with you after the show, and we will organise something for like a date that's suitable for everybody, so that we can get Simone and Heath and Belinda to come along as well. from the Illawarra Paranormal as well, because they brought that equipment along that I could actually talk to the ghost. So it was really cool.
Chad has one now, so
beautiful.
We had two going the other night. That was interesting.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I learnt my lesson from the listening back to the audio is that when you have that equipment on and it's making that noise, I need to talk louder so I'm over the top of that noise, or unless we turn it down a little bit so we can actually hear the ghost,
Or it was probably where the voice recorder was as well, because you were over that side and the voice recorder was over here. So, like, it was closer to the device. So if the voice recorder was away, it would make a difference.
Yeah, okay, right.
It's
All right.
closer to you.
Yeah, that's cool. But what we'll do, guys, is we'll say good evening to everybody. We did this as a special edition for people to understand my experience with the Abandoned and Haunted page, and with Teresa, John and Chad and Simone and Xavier, as well as Heath and Belinda from the Illawarra Paranormal, and as well as my dear friend Stabby as well. So we did the ghost tour hunt findings, and we had a lot of audio from it. So if you'd like to join us, and send me a private message to the Psychics on Radio Angels on Air Facebook page, or to the Abandoned and Haunted page, and we will do some spooky tours, I think, which will be really nice. Okay, but thanks for coming on, guys, and we'll call it a night. Do you have anything you'd like to say this evening?
Sorry.
Did you have anything else that you'd like to say before we leave?
I do. I just want to plug a couple of things for Heath and Simone. We wanted to thank you and Stabby for coming out. It was so much fun to have you out with us. It was really, really cool. Simone has an Instagram, Beyond the Veil, and she is doing a podcast, and it's being released on Halloween. Beyond the Veil on Insta aims to shed light on areas of the afterlife that are not often spoken about. They interview industry professionals such as funeral directors, morticians, as well as ghost tour guides and paranormal investigators. Beyond the Veil is a fascinating podcast that proves there is far more to the afterlife than meets the eye. So that's on Instagram, Beyond the Veil Paranormal. And Heath and Belle from Illawarra Paranormal. Heath has a stall at the 2024 Fear Fest at Port Kembla on the 26th of October. He'll be there from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. He has a spooky guessing competition, and as always with Heath, any funds raised that he raises will go to Beyond Blue charity. Head over to Illawarra Paranormal on Facebook and suss that one out if you're down in the Illawarra area. But thank you so much, Leslie. We really, really appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome. Any final words there, Chad or John?
Yeah, I think it was really awesome to meet you, and I think when we first met, it was like both of us. We all sort of agreed that you meet people for a reason, right? Yeah. And there's always somebody that they play roles within the life of you, and I think it was meant to be. And one of the things you said was funny you say that, that's what everyone says, right?
I know, because everyone says that to me. I only said it the other night. If I had $1 or $5 for everybody that says that to me, funny how you say that. And I go, well, no, I'm a psychic, so I say it all the time. Hello,
If it becomes a regular, that should be what the segment's called. Funny you say that.
Yeah, true. Say that. Yeah. I'm going to patent that because I've got another saying that I said this in my last company, and my previous boss, he got this massive signs. He got 2 signs made up, and they were, I can't work under these conditions. And one was above the big monitor in the boardroom so that everybody saw it. And then the other one was in my office, and it was right above my head. And I posted up on my page a while ago, but it was really cool that he did that. And I should get them patent. That's what I should do. Yeah. And funny you say that, and I can't work under these conditions, because I say it all the time. Now, everybody at my new job, I said it once, and I didn't realize that the general manager was sitting behind the monitor at my new work. And I said, I just turned around and said, oh, you know, because I've got a bit of a sense of humor when I want to. And I said, oh, you know, you have a Mac, you never go back, because I use Mac computers. And I said, oh, I don't know how to use this computer here. And I go, you have a Mac, you never go back. And all I hear was like this laughing. And I said to my new boss, which was another boss, I said, oh, I can't work under these conditions, you know that? And then all you hear was everyone just burst into laughter. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. I haven't heard that one before. And then I didn't realise later, till the end of the day, it's my first day there, didn't realise till the end of the day that it was actually the general manager sitting over the top of the monitor.
There you go.
And I went, oh, okay, righto, I'll keep my mouth shut then. I won't be so humorous.
That's funny.
Honesty is the best policy, and that's what we believe in too.
Yeah,
so be honest, be true to yourself.
And I run by fact and validations and evidence. So I don't run by, you know, BS or anything. I'm very like black and white when it comes to all this stuff. Hence no tarot cards, hence no help when I do my reading. So but it was a good evening. Thanks for joining me, and I'll chat to you after I turn the live off, okay? So
no worries.
Thanks everyone for joining us, and good evening. Cheers. Bye guys.
Bye.